Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make your Bodil40. I have no idea how his name's supposed to be pronounced. I always think of Bovril when I say his name. But what I want to start doing more regularly, which I always forget, I just want to show you like the finished product within the first couple of seconds, and then transition to making it so you know what you're getting, because I know that some people must skip to the end and such. But here you go. It's not that impressive, to be honest with you. A lot of it is just black and plain colours. Like on the suit, I wanted to add some dark grey and stuff, kind of like I did with ASF Jerome. Some guy pointed out that it looked like he'd been sprayed by squid ink. But yeah, I tried doing that on this one. It just didn't look right. So if you're happy with that, let's move on. I'm just going to build it next to him. I'm running out of room to build stuff in, well, most of my worlds. And my pixel art world is completely finito. So, what you're going to want is dark grey, black, light grey, white wool, orange, yellow, brown, sandstone, and we'll leave it at that for now. So, what you want to do is figure out where you want to make him. And you want to start off with 8 dark grey on the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like that, and I have a bad... No, never mind, my bad feeling was unjustified. I didn't think I was recording the volume. So then you just want to throw another layer of 8 dark grey on top of what you've already done. Then you want to proceed to do 10 rows of black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Ah, my favourite part. Is it getting dark? A little bit. Alright, so I just want to do... No, you know what? That's like the legs in its entirety. It's just the 2 rows of dark grey plus the 10 rows of black. So I'm gonna cut it off here and sleep. Alright, there you go. So that's the first 12 blocks. What we're going to do now is we're going to add 1 more row of black. And from that row of black we're going to extend out either end by 4 with the sandstone just to mark his hands. I would have said do like 11 rows of black, but I like to separate it off. I like to do the legs, torso, arms, then move on to the back, sides, head. I have a way of doing things. I was going to say I like to do back and sides first, but it kind of made me sound like a hairdresser. So on this next row, not including the sandstone, ignore the sandstone, it doesn't exist anymore. On the next row, from the outsides in, you want to go into with the black, and then you want to do light grey in the middle. And then on the next row, like here, you want to go up by 10 with the light grey. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you want to do the same thing on the other side as well. Just there, like that. And then what you want to do is, on like the outside of the top block of the light grey, you just want to place a dark grey. And then what you can do there is between like how you've left a space between the black and the dark grey, you can just fill that in with black. Like that. And this. Alright, so now what we get to do is the fun of doing the tie. I feel as though I have to sneeze. Resist. I have resisted. Alright, so what you want to do now is what's the easiest way to do this? I find myself asking this question a bit too much. So okay, so we'll bridge the gap between the 2 grey at the top first. Like going left to right, you want to do brown, yellow, brown, yellow. And then I suppose like from this first yellow block here, just like do a brown underneath it, yellow underneath that, brown underneath that, yellow underneath that, brown, orange, brown, orange, brown. I feel as though that's a waste of time and I should just make the tie and then show you. Yeah, let's do that. So I mean, it's just most of the time it's just, you know, brown, yellow, and an orange, and it's just, you know, it's just what I like to call a chessboard pattern. There you go. And then what you want to do after you've successfully made the tie, you simply want to add in the white into everywhere else. And as a side note, on the actual skin itself, what I've used white for, it's not actually white. The colour that you could probably relate it closest to is sandstone, but you know, because I use sandstone for the actual like skin tone colour, it doesn't look right. It looks as though he's wearing a blazer and he's wearing a tie, but for some reason he's not wearing a shirt. He's going shirtless underneath it, and it's such a bizarre colour that it doesn't really match up with anything. I tried using birchwood planks, but it didn't look right. So what I had to go for in the end was sandstone. Sorry, well, I had to go for white. So there you go. But you know, if you can find a better colour that matches it, if you know the skin, then I implore you to do so. So on top of this, on top of the sandstone, you just want to add another layer, and then you want to add a layer of white wool onto it. So do that on either side, like this. Add the white wool, and then you just want to keep adding rows of black until you reach like the top of the shoulder. Probably one of the easiest statues that I've done so far, and one of the easiest Minecraft skins actually. Would have been slightly more difficult if I would have added in the dark grey, but you know, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You can't force these things. Right, so now we have made all of the torso. Let me give you a bit of a look at what we should have here. There you go. So, there we have it. Let's move on to the back then, once all that's sorted. You just want to drag the feet back by 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3. I've conjoined them together like that. Add another row on top, like his shoes just follow round. Like on some skins, like the shoes are kind of like at different depths at the front and the back, but not this guy. Not this guy. And this is one of the easiest backs that I've done thus far, because all you're doing is, well, you completely, there's no pattern whatsoever on the back, none. So all you're going to do is, except for the hands, you're just going to copy the front onto the back, including the hands. It's so easy that I'm going to do it and I'm going to come back. There you go, not difficult at all, just very plain. So once you have the back all sorted out, we can move on to the sides. Sides are as you would imagine. So like his legs here, you just do black all the way to the bottom of his hands, and you do that on the other side as well. Like this. And then for his hands, it's kind of the same thing. You remember to fill in the bottom of the hands. I say this on every statue tutorial, but that's because I myself am liable to forget. So you just follow his hands around as you might expect. Then you fill in the side of his arms, just with black. Fill in his the top of his shoulder as well. While you're up here, you don't need to do the middle bit. You don't need to do the torso bit. Move on to the other side, fill in the bottom of his hands, oops, like that, white, black all the way up to the top, like so, fill in the top of his shoulder, and there we have his torso. If this was just 2D, I don't think I would have actually bothered making him. But since it's 3D, the whole statue thing it seems a lot grander, even though the fact that, you know, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. So next bit, let's do the head. So what you want to do is, oh well, it's getting dark, so I'm going to sleep, and then we'll move on to the head. Alright then, so what you want to do, I want to mark out the head. It's just all on top of the torso, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. Should be 8 blocks long, and then you just kind of want to bring it out by two rows, like that. 1, 2. So on this like most outward row, you just want to add. Let me make sure of this. Oh, hang on, that's a little different. I did it a little wrong on the original. That's unfortunate, but at least I'm not making the mistake on this one. So you know, on the right side, on the most end block, you just want to throw a sandstone. Then going to the left, you want to do 2 white. That's his mouth. Then fill the rest of the row in with sandstone like that. And then you want to do another layer of sandstone. And then what you want to do, the 2 like middle blocks on the next row, you want to fill in with sandstone. But the rest, his glasses are kind of 3D. As you can see, they pop out. Why? I don't know why. They just do. So we're going to mark where the glasses are going to be. But we'll do those after the head's actually done. So you want to fill the rest of the row in black, and then you want to do a whole layer of black for the next row. And then you want to do a layer of sandstone. And this really is your choice. I used spruce wood on my original. I'm not that fond of spruce wood, but it is the closest colour to his actual, you know, hair that his skin uses, so I'm going to use it. But I'd probably use brown. Up to you, always a choice. There, you just want to finish that off by doing 2 rows of spruce wood. So you can see that. Nice and simple. So I just need to check out the side of his head, because it is, well, not really tricky, but it is not. There we go. Alright, so that's his face done. You know, pause that if you have to. Really nice and easy. But let's move on to the back. So for this bottom row here, you just want to bring it back to the end of his torso like that, and then you just want to move it back 2 blocks. And let's get the head shape in. Let's just move it over to the other side as well. Connect it all together like this. There you go. So we have the first row of the back of his head. Shall we do the sides first? I don't know. I just don't know. Nah, let's not do the sides first. Screw it. So you want to destroy these 2 middle blocks because I got that wrong. Well, you want to destroy the 4 middle blocks, just leaving the 2 sandstone and outer end, and you want to fill that in with spruce wood, the middle part. And then all at the back of the head is simply spruce wood, or brown, whatever. And you just want to make the back of his head like so. Fill it all in like this. Yeah, like that. And now we can move on to the side of his head. Okay, so you see, I see how I went wrong. Because as with true Minecraft blocks, I don't know what to say. The ones used for the skin are like 2 coloured. So like this side is sandstone and the back is brown. Obviously, we can't have it that way unless you're on PC. Maybe, I don't know. So we're just going to have to roll with it. This first row, the second row on the side, you just want to fill in with sandstone. And you want to fill in the next row. So you want to do 2 rows of sandstone. And then like, let's do his glasses. Like the what do you call it? Like the bit that sits on your ear. I can't think what it's called. The frame, I guess. And that comes back by 3 blocks. 1, 2, 3, like that. And then you just want to do that. I tried to move over to the other side, but I got stuck. It's unfortunate. So this next row, you just want to fill it in with sandstone. Screw it. I don't even know why I try and explain these things. I don't know why I don't just leave you to your own devices, because it is that simple and that easy. I feel as though it wants to look like that, essentially. Yeah, pretty much. I was just checking my design. Yeah, I mean, there's supposed to be one, like, to the far left, like the second row is supposed to be all sandstone, but as we've discussed, it can't happen that way. So you want to make the side of the head like that, and then you can simply use that to make sure that you do the other side right, like this. Make his glasses, 1, 2, 3, down one, sandstone for the next row, spruce wood for that, bring it to there, like that, sandstone, sandstone, nice and dandy. Then we can fill the top of the head in with spruce wood. Kind of bothers me that spruce wood doesn't look like, you know, I mean, obviously it's wood, so it's going to have like that pattern on the inside. I just kind of wish it looked the same as it does on the outside. So there we have it for the most part. There we have, I have already forgotten his name. God damn. There we have him. The guy that I'm making. Dodrill, Bovril, something. So all we want to do now is, we want to kind of just like add a layer on top of where the glasses are to make them 3D. So just all on top of the glasses, you want to add in black, like this. Like so. And you don't want to leave that corner piece out, you want to make it all nice and square. Why are his glasses like that? I've got no idea. So let me get a good shot of this guy. There we go. There you have him. I mean, I think he looks pretty good because he's a statue. 2D, he wouldn't look that impressive, but 3D, he looks alright. He looks alright. I think the next guy I'm going to be making, why these names? It's something like Sundy. It's like S-S-U-N-D, maybe a double E, maybe a single E, but you guys all know who I'm talking about if you've made it this far. So there you have him anyway. Thanks for watching. I guarantee that this particular skin will have more dislikes than others, simply because it is a bit plain. My predictions. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, maybe you think I deserve a like. If you want to, comment, and if you're new here, maybe you should think about subscribing. I put out new content at least every other day. And for my fellow video makers, if you're interested in a YouTube partnership, click the link below in the description.